All right. Well, next on the order of conversation here.
All right.
The court orders strip club to pay $10 million in back wages to the dancers.
Yeah, how about that?
$10 million.
$10 million bucks.
More than 2,000 current and former exotic dancers in New York City were awarded $10 million in a class action lawsuit they brought against their employer, Rick's Cabaret.
Right.
So basically, this one establishment has raked in that kind of money.
This is Rick's is isn't that's where Stern goes now, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't listened.
That's his.
I know. Scores was his.
Yeah,
was his favorite, but I haven't listened to him.
I'm pretty sure since he's been on satellite, he's switched over to Rick's.
Okay,
so it's a big club.
All right,
it's a big strip club. It's in New York.
All right. The federal judge order came on Friday, 4 years after the dancers filed their lawsuit against the company, cheated them out of wages. The award covers unpaid wages from 2005 to 2012, so 7 years.
Okay.
For the dancers, the ruling follows a court victory last year when the judge ruled that they were considered hourly employees who deserve to be paid minimum wage.
Okay.
So basically over a 7-year period, they had 2,000 dancers. So what is that? 7, 14, 21, 7, 14. That's 300. Is that 300 dancers a year?
Wow, that's a lot.
300 dancers a year go through the place.
That seems about right.
Wow. So over a 12-month period,
right?
That's 12, 24, that's 20-some dancers a month.
Wow. That's a lot.
That they go through.
That seems to be a lot.
Okay. For the dancers, the ruling follows a court victory last year when the judge ruled that they were considered hourly employees who deserved to be paid minimum wage. Rick's Cabaret argued that the dancers worked as independent contractors. Friday's ruling was a partial summary judgment, which means a trial over the dispute will take place as planned, and the amount of the award could change. The club says it will appeal.
All right.
According to the court documents, Rick's Cabaret failed to pay the dancers minimum wage and kept some payments that should have gone to the dancers' pockets. While it is true that the patron pays a dancer $20 for a personal dance, these are considered performance fees and are not considered regular wages. The club owes the dancers back pay for their hourly wages, the court ruled. U.S. District Judge Paul Engelmeyer also found that Rick's Cabaret shortchanged dancers through something called Dancers' Dollars. Patrons were able to purchase $24 vouchers called Dancers' Dollars, which would be redeemed for personal dances at the club. Rick's Cabaret systematically retained, without disclosure to the customers, $2 of each voucher.
Wow.
In addition to charging a $4 service fee, dancers only received $18 of each voucher when paid in cash. The dancers retained the full $20 fee for each dance. The withheld $2 from each voucher would have gone to the dancers as a gratuity, according to the court documents. Rick's Cabaret had claimed that the dancers made more than minimum wage when the dancers' performance fees were included, but under the labor law, such fees do not offset defendants' minimum wage obligations, according to the court documents. We are very pleased with the court's well-reasoned and thorough decision and are confident that we will prevail in a trial and secure an even greater monetary judgment, the dancer's attorney, Anna P. Prakish, said in a statement. The court's decision reflects the exotic dancers are entitled to the same legal protection as other employees and is resounding victory for a group of voices who are too often ignored. RCI Hospitality Holdings, which owns Rick's Cabaret, said the case is ongoing and there is no current or near-term obligation to pay any sum as a result of the decision. The company is disappointed with the initial judgment and plans on appealing it once the final judgment is reached. Engelmeyer said that it was unclear to patrons that the dancers would not receive the full payment, and none of these payments were recorded in the club's gross receipts.
Right.
So it sounds like not only do they, have this case ahead of them, but it sounds like that they might have some IRS issues as well, especially if none of this cash is reported.
Sounds like Rick is going to be screwed.
So I can just see that the IRS is going to be called in on this if they haven't been already to audit these books and want to know where these cash receipts went and how come it went unreported.
If you're Rick, aren't you on a one-way ticket to the Bahamas or somewhere?
Perhaps. What is your guess that Rick's Cabaret will be out of business within the year?
Well, within a year? Like in 6 weeks?
Well, within a year, within a 12-month
12
period.
months?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, they'll close it down. They'll file bankruptcy. They'll call it a day, and so on and so forth. But if what they're saying in the story that none of these cash receipts are traceable in the books,
yeah,
they're in trouble.
Yep, they're done. Ouch. That sucks.
$10 million.
$10 million, but 2,000 employees.
Yeah, over 7 years.
That's fucking crazy.
So, $10 million over 7 years, that's $1 million. What is that? Well, $1.3 million?
Three? Yeah.
$1.3 million a year.
Yeah. That's a good amount of kept back wages.
That's a lot of cash.
No wonder they were doing so well.
Well, it's hard to imagine, and again, this is New York City, but
right.
Can the strip club business be that lucrative?
Oh yeah.
I mean, again, I don't know. I understand. The dancers are supposedly making the lion's share of the money, but wow, that's a lot of cash.
Dude, a drink is $6 for a 50-cent beer.
Sure,
a beer costs you. Let's be honest. If you go in with 3 guys to a strip club, okay. You go and you spend, let's say, 3 hours in a strip club. Does that seem like a reasonable amount of time?
Yeah, that's plenty of time. Okay,
so in 3 hours, you're going to each drink 3 to 4 drinks apiece, right?
At least 2 drinks an hour. So probably 6 drinks over 3 hours.
All right, so 6 drinks, 6 times 6, $36 for a $3 net value. So there's $33 net of profit from these 3 people just there. Realistically, don't you think that the guys are going to spend $150 between 3 guys if they're in a strip club?
$50 a piece for dancers?
Yeah, which is, a bunch of singles and then, 2 or 3 lap dances.
Okay.
Does that sound reasonable?
I would imagine. I can't relate to it on a personal basis, but that does sound reasonable.
So, and that's all free money there. So just from those 3 guys that are only in there for 3 hours, you're looking at $180 in profit? Just from 3 guys.
Well, are you counting the money that the dancers collect?
Well, but they're taking a piece off of that. Right?
Well, that's if they're buying those dancer dollars. Now, if you're paying the dancer direct, that's a whole different story. But if the only way that they allow the dancers to receive money is through the stripper bucks or the dancer dollars or whatever they call it. Look at that. Look at Demon in the chat room.
It's funny.
If that's the only way that they can receive gratuities or money or performance fees, and the club is skimming $2 off the top,
yeah,
I can understand that.
Yeah. Well, my point is in a regular strip club, over the course of 3 hours, there's probably between 50 and 60 guys in a decent sized strip club,
right?
And Rick's has got to be bigger.
Yeah, it's New York City.
It's got to be I'm saying it's got to be a big club with like
Sure.
200 people in it.
Yeah.
Maybe. So if 3 nets, $100, what is 200 net? Divided by 3, 7,000 for 3 hours? Is that right?
Yeah.
So 7,000 for 3 hours, and you multiply that out by the whole day.
For as long as they're open, if they're not open 24 hours.
Now, most of these places are, they're doing lunch specials and everything else.
Right.
So that's one of the weirdest things. You ever do a lunch special at a strip club?
The one that reminds me of is I think Chris Rock did a stand-up on the guys who will eat lunch at a strip club.
Who the fuck is eating that food? I've gone into a couple strip clubs at times at lunchtime, and I see the guys just getting up. They literally got some fucking maybe 2 weeks out of her pregnancy, but back up on the fucking pole.
Right.
Chick grinding her fucking still stitched up pussy in their face.
Nice.
And fucking then they go right from that and they get up and get a plate of fucking serve yourself fucking food.
Right.
It's like, yeah. Who the fuck is eating that?
Sure.
No, thank you.
Right.
What is with all the fucking pictures?
I'm telling you, it's amazing where these guys get these pictures.
Jesus Christ. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but okay.
Well, the fat girl on the stripper pole falling back.
Well, that one did, but this kid on a bike that's falling down, what the fuck?
Well, I gotta add this up real quick because I gotta figure this one out here. So there were 2,000 dancers.
Yeah.
Divided by 7 years.
Right.
That's 285 dancers a year.
Okay.
So we got to divide that by 12.
Right.
So that comes up to 23 dancers a month that go through that club.
Right. That sounds about right. Those strippers come and go.
Yeah, I know, but 23 in a month? That's almost one a day.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
It's like, wow.
That's definitely true.
So these girls filter in, filter out.
Right.
Nice. All right. So there you go. So Rick's club is having problems.
Yeah, apparently so.
Nice. Well, getting back to you mentioned you wanted to know if we were going to do Snatch Chat. Well, Victory Records, which is located here in Chicago,
right, sent
us an email this week.
They did.
And I was surprised to see the email, and then I saw your comment after the email.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Victory Records, they do a lot of hardcore bands.
Right. Yeah, like new metal.
Yeah. And one of the bands that they have on their roster is Sister Sin, which we've actually had them on the show a couple of times.
Yeah, we like them.
Well, Victory Records obviously knows what the Classic Metal Show does because they must be they obviously pay attention to what we do here.
Yep.
Because out of the blue this week,
mm-hmm.
they sent over some IDs from Sister Sin.
Yeah.
And I think you were just as stunned as I was when it was just like I couldn't believe it when I heard it.
Yeah.
But I was just like, wow, really?
Apparently Eric from Victory Records, anyway, he listens.
Sure. So it surprises me when a record label will actually listen to what we're doing.
Right.
Because we just figure, okay, these guys know that we're available and they'll just send us records. And once in a while, if they know that their artists may fit our genre, mm-hmm. they'll say, hey, you want to interview one of our artists? And, sometimes we will. Most of the time we will. Sometimes we don't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, sure.
But when they sent over these new Sister Sin bumpers,
yeah,
that caught our attention.
It's definitely guaranteed that Sister Sin will be on the show before the end of the year.
Sure,
after this one.
Sure. So we thought it was very funny that they would do this. So over at Victory Records,
yeah.
I'm looking for the email here. Eric over at Victory Records sent over this email and said, "Hey, Neeley and Chris, hope you are doing well. I had Jimmy from Sister Sin cut a couple of IDs for the show. Have you had a chance to check out the single yet?" And they sent over the single.
Mm-hmm.
So here is the Sister Sin bumper that they sent over that I think you guys and gals are really going to enjoy, and it shocked us too.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, I'll just play the first one, just the normal one.
Okay.
So you know who Sister Sin is.
All right.
This is Jimmy from Sister Sin, and it's time for dating tips from Tom the Scott on the Classic Metal Show.
It's time for dating tips with Tom the Scott.
Nice.
That is the best.
That is funny.
That is so good.
So I'm going to play that one more time.
All right.
This is Jimmy from Sister Sin, and it's time for dating tips from Tom the Scott on the Classic Metal Show.
So somebody's paying attention.
Love that.
That's hysterical.
And I don't think we mentioned that maybe one time, right?
Right.
About doing dating tips with Tom the Scott.
Right.
So he clearly listens.
Absolutely.
So funny.
And then here's the normal one.
Hi, this is Jimmy from Sister Sin, and you're keeping everything rocking here on the Classic Metal Show.
So are these the Scottish or the Irish guys from Sons of Anarchy? That's what it reminded me of when I heard it.
No, just so funny.
Who is that, Chibs?
Yeah, really. Dating tips with Tom the Scott. That's fucking hysterical.
That is funny. So, because they were so cool and sending that over, I thought maybe I'd play the new single from Sister Sin.
Sure. New album's good.
Yeah, I have it.
Black Lotus. It's good.
Sure. So we'll play the Sister Sin song, and we'll come back, and I got more stuff for you.
All right, sounds good.
All right, well, let's play some Sister Sin exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.